Welcome to Packed House. My name is Ben, and joining me today is my good friend Dan from GAMEpoch.
Hey guys.
And Craig from WhoEvenAmI.
Hello.
You're Craig.
He's Craig.
That's who you are.
Oh. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Well, that solves that problem. Don't even channel anymore.
Video's done. Bye. We're actually here today to talk about something special. It's going to be a little bit of a different video. We are out in Los Angeles, and we, last night, went to the Kingdom Hearts Symphony concert. We've been planning this for a little over a year now.
About a year.
Yeah.
A little over a year.
June last year.
June last year, and it finally happened. And it was phenomenal, and we want to talk about it. So the first thing actually that I wanted to talk about was, what were your expectations going into the concert? Like throughout the entire year of hype that we started building up to it, what were the one things that you were looking forward to the most?
We'll start
with Brad.
Sure. I was expecting a lot of cosplay.
Yeah?
Which there actually wasn't really that much. There's a lot of people dressed up, like nice clothes and stuff. That girl in that red dress, though.
That was. I doubt that you'll be watching this, but whoever you are in that flowing red dress that had the tail.
It's got a gay man straight.
That was Gal Gadot moment with you. But no, yeah, we saw a few people dressed up as Aqua.
Right, we actually, we had that one girl.
Hair.
Right, we had that one girl that she was dressed up as Aqua, but then she was in this very nice formal black dress, and it was like, that was unique, that's different.
Yeah, it was neat.
That was
like
great.
Aqua going to the concert.
Right, and then they had one that was Kyrie that was with her, with the red hair and things like that. That was really cool. That was great. But yeah, you're right. There wasn't that much cosplay.
There was a lot of Kingdom Hearts shirts, and that was
right.
I saw a girl with a Kingdom Hearts necklace.
And one guy was dressed up as
Tara?
Yes. And he had the shoulder.
And he had the shoulder thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. He had the shoulder thing.
And the keyblade.
But, I'm sorry. Our production manager was making faces. But yeah, he had the shoulder thing, but he was still in like a nice suit, wasn't he?
No,
was that the same one?
No. I did.
Yeah, we saw somebody different.
Maybe I did see him. Well, I saw someone. He had like a nice, big, chunky keyblade.
Oh, really?
And he had the shoulder pad, and he was in normal gear.
Okay, I didn't see the guy.
That was probably the
keyblade.
only actual fully cosplayed person I saw.
Gotcha.
Also, it was hairdos.
Hairdos.
Yeah,
a lot of people were doing the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'd say it met expectations.
It did?
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was kind of didn't get that experience.
And you were saying earlier, though, that you just went to something that wasn't a con, but it was something like a con.
Oh, C2E2.
C2E2.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how that kind of changed your perspective on cosplay.
Yeah, because I always thought that cosplay was just kind of like Halloween, it was kind of silly. But then I went there, and it was really cool. It was magical.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I'm sure that kind of had some of your aided your expectations.
I was looking for that kind of experience as well. It was just you're doing something cool.
Nobody was doing something cool today.
Dan, what were you expecting?
I have been wanting to go to a video game themed concert forever, and I never really had the opportunity. And if it hadn't been for your involvement, I don't know that I would have ever come to one. And I'm really grateful I did. I've been wanting to hear the music and see that live, and hope that I'd be able to get to see someone on stage like Yoko Shimomura or Tetsuya Nomura. And getting to see friends I hadn't seen in forever. It was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been a huge fan of this music since the games came out, and was always impressed with it. And being able to see, there are only a few games that I would want to see the music done in concert over any others, and Kingdom Hearts is way high on that list. So this was I'm super stoked to see this.
Right.
And really excited from day one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it just kept building up, the hype just kept building and building and building. And a lot of anticipation.
Hype train. The hype train.
I was all aboard the hype train.
Right. So, something that happened last night before the concert, as we were going to dinner, getting ready for the concert, I started getting knots in my stomach.
Really?
Right? I was getting excited. I was like, oh my God, it's here. This is it. This is it. As soon as it was announced last year, I was like, we gotta go. I wanna go. This is it. So my wife and I, we alternate what vacations that we want to do each year. And last year was my choice, okay, what do I want to do last year? And I was like, you can choose. I want to go this year. I'll skip. You can do what you want, and we'll go. We're doing this.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah.
But like, I was getting knots in my stomach. I was excited. I was nervous. Like it was finally here. And then we sit down for the concert, and I already immediately start tearing up. Right? Craig, my wife's sitting to the left of me. Craig's sitting here to the right of me. And Craig started trying to talk to me. I don't even remember what you're trying to tell me, but I was just like, yeah. And I look over to my wife and I'm like, I'm already starting to tear up. And she's like, it's okay, dear. It's all right.
I still love you.
I still love you. Like, I might not claim you right now, but I still love you. So, okay. Expectations were met.
Yeah.
Oh, surpassed.
Surpassed,
actually.
Yes. So let's now talk about things that we were disappointed about. Things that weren't there. And the reason why I wanted to start with this is because it's such a short list, right? So the one thing that I was kind of like, damn it, was the long ass line for the merch, right?
It wrapped to other floors.
Right. Like it was
That was
down
crazy.
the stairs, and it was just like, but there's like 20 minutes till the concert. There's no way.
Yeah.
No way. And it wasn't until like 2 minutes before the concert that we actually figured out that they were doing it on multiple levels. And it was like, oh, well, if we would have known that, then we would have,
Wouldn't have panicked.
wouldn't have panicked so much. But luckily, they resolved that issue by allowing you to purchase things online. And so that's really cool. But one of the things that they had was the conductor keyblade.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a 10-inch conductor keyblade. And I wanted to hold it throughout the entire concert.
Aww.
And I couldn't do it because we had to order it online.
Yeah.
But other than that, I had a couple of other things, but I want you guys to be able to talk too. So this time, let's start with Dan.
I was a little disappointed with some of the actual performance.
Yes.
I mean, I am a music person, and I've been in orchestras and choirs before, so I can hear that kind of a thing, and I'm so familiar with this music, like so much of it's memorized, that amplified any problems, any imperfections they had would just kind of grate me a little bit, and I was a little disappointed sometimes. A lot of the time it was fantastic, but definitely there were points where it was like, those instruments are not coming in as strong as they should, and other times there was just a lot of like, oh, they came in and stumbled into that new section and stuff. So that was the only part that was disappointing to me. Usually it was synced up well with the visuals. Usually they had really good tone, really good sound. They're clearly professionals. But every once in a while there were just some hiccups in the quality of the performance. And the only other criticism I have relates to something that I've been complaining about for a while, and that's they would use a lot of footage from the games, and a lot of the Birth by Sleep footage they used was from the PS3 port, which was atrociously bad. It had so many bad, jittery, low frame rate cutscenes in the PS3 port, and they're using this in the Symphony footage. So I'm like, did no one do quality checks on this? What's going on here? So those are the only criticisms I have, and compared to everything else, they're minor.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, that
And
was
you
minor.
made a good point yesterday that it was the conductor and people traveled, but this was actually a local orchestra, so they had less time. I mean, not that that's necessarily an excuse, but
Sure.
It's a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So what were some things that didn't quite meet your expectations?
My complaint was the seats were not comfortable. It was actually. I liked where we were sitting, actually. We were on the top floor, but it was a cool view, and I didn't have a problem with that at all. But the seats were I'm a large body, so maybe it's just my problem, but I felt like I was kind of pushed forward a little bit, and it was a little difficult to get
I felt like my shoes kept squeaking. And I'd be
I kind of feel though, because whenever I sit, I normally sit, something with my legs kind of crossed or something like that.
But too close quarter.
And it was so close quarter, I couldn't do that. And then you couldn't sit like this or anything like that. You could recline a little bit. So yeah, I can definitely
turn around and go like this.
So other than seating.
No, I noticed a little bit of the music stuff too, but that was my.
I remember last night you were saying something about the choir. Sometimes
Oh,
the
yeah.
choir fell flat
Mostly,
a little bit.
So the men blended really well. They just held I don't know, they completely did what a choir should do, but the female section I felt like was a little bit. They had especially one girl. I kept noticing her voice kind of like leave. And it was annoying because you're supposed to blend.
Well, and the women's choir gets a lot more focus in a lot of her music than the men's does.
Correctly. And I mean, like in typical, like the soprano section is what's going to be carrying
it's high
melody.
interesting.
Yeah. So they sounded beautiful, but it was just every now and then
the balance.
I felt one of them slip. Not at like notes. She was just like standing out and you're not supposed to.
And I would notice that like some of it was really shaky. It was like they didn't know if they needed to do forte or like be really quiet.
Yeah.
Dynamics seemed a little
right. Like they
for them
didn't know
sometimes.
exactly where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking in my head, I was like, okay, so during intermission, the conductor's probably gonna bitch them out.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna come back and they're gonna be great.
He was fun to watch.
The conductor was great.
Yeah,
he was
a lot of energy.
Sometimes he would like be dancing.
Yeah.
He's going up, like this guy's cool.
Yeah.
And did you notice he had a screen in front of him?
Yeah.
So he could actually see what was happening on the screens because it was right there.
Right, so like he's looking down at his sheet music and then he's able to just quickly look up and see where everything's at, and it had like a metronome on it.
Yeah, the metronome and the timing.
And every once in a while, when they would be a little off, I could imagine in his head going, "Shh, we're off.
Yeah.
We gotta get back on it." Yeah.
Oh.
Or hurry up.
Go. All right, cool. So that's really the only complaints that we had.
Yeah.
Was the lines, some of the instruments were a little, and then some of the vocals and the seating were,
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, the seating always. But
Sure.
the occasionally the voices and occasionally the music, the instruments, excuse me. What were the things, and this is what's going to take up the majority of the video probably, that we absolutely loved? Yeah. So let's actually try to think of the timeline, right? Mm-hmm. So they started off with the instrumental version of Hikari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And
which like goosebumps all over my body immediately.
Immediately. Even though I was able to notice some of the instrument stuff that Dan was talking about and some of the choir stuff, I still was weeping. This is my childhood. This is my childhood. Like this is what I came here for. This is it. Mm-hmm. And like I had goosebumps. It's like, oh my god. And they just I was expecting them to start with Dearly Beloved. So like I was bracing myself for that, right?
Yeah. Sideswiped,
Hikari. And I was like, okay, I'll take this.
Because the orchestral version of Hikari is one of the strongest pieces in the entire series.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So to start with that was just like a sucker punch to your heart.
Right? It was like, hey, we're going to go big right now. And it was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's like that drop in the roller coaster, like the very first one, right?
If you like if Splash Mountain started with this is going to be great. Oh my god! Yeah.
So what you were saying you had goosebumps.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm less I know all the music. I don't know the names.
Sure. No,
so,
of course.
I have more overall thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll
start with those. No, it was really cool to because like experiencing an orchestra is always a neat body experience because I'm very familiar with music in terms of like melody and lyric and like that. But when you remove all that and you're stuck with just the instrumentals, stuck is not a good word. When you just have the instrumentals to experience, it's much more emotional. And especially when it's live, like there's something very different about that experience. So having that layered on top of like watching our favorite characters go through different things, because the editing was really neat of like how they presented different storylines to us with the music. So that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, and especially like whenever they were focusing on one character's theme or one story arc or something like that, in the background they had game footage being played that we found out Nomura himself actually spliced together for the concert and helped direct it and things like that. And it was with the accompanying music, like you knew, like whenever Shion's theme, right? And like her entire struggle and her battle, it was just like, oh my god, like oh my god, this is I'm reliving this. This is wonderful.
When the syncing of the timing of the video and the music lined up perfectly, it was a hell of an experience. It was like, that is so cool. Ha!
Right?
It was awesome when it lined up.
Yeah. It was wonderful. Dearly Beloved, one of my all-time favorite pieces ever, right? And they did it from the Kingdom Hearts 2 version of it. And my wife hates that song. And the reason why she hates that song is because that's been my alarm clock for the past like 7-8 years. And so every single time she hears it, if I'm playing Kingdom Hearts and it's just on the opening theme or the main menu, hurry up, start the damn game. Get past it. So like as soon as Dearly Beloved started, I look over and I'm like, I'm so sorry. You flew out to LA to see this.
Just to rub it in.
But no, everything about it was just a roller coaster ride. Whenever they started doing the main big pieces like Treasured Memory, whenever they did the character medley with like Roxas's theme, all of the themes, and then whenever they got to the PSP characters, or the Birth by Sleep characters, like whenever Terra and Ventus and Aqua, and like the orchestra just really picked up, and like this is like the grand, like these characters are masters, and like they know what the hell they're doing type deal, and it was like, oh god, I feel this. It was so wonderful.
They whipped up emotions very successfully.
Very successfully. Very successfully. So then Yoko Shimomura showed up herself.
Yeah.
Right? And I started losing my voice at that point.
The crowd went
insane.
We went crazy.
The crowd was great that night.
Yes. So like I started losing my voice. She's my all-time favorite composer. Right? Like Nobuo, I know is yours.
No, Yasunori.
Excuse me, I'm incorrect. I don't know my best friend.
It's alright, I just hate you forever.
Whatever. So Yasunori
Yoko was wonderful.
Yoko is my all-time favorite.
Mario RPG and the Mario and Luigi series, the Kingdom Hearts series,
Final Fantasy 15,
Legend of Mana. She's wonderful.
Mana.
She is wonderful. Street Fighter 2 was her first game. Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
She was the Street Fighter 2 composer. Isn't that crazy? Next time you hear Guile's theme, you think that went on to become Riku's theme. It didn't. But anyway.
But like she had awesome, funny moments like as she was presenting, right? Like she started off in English and she was like, I speak Japanese now. And it was just like, okay, you're so cute.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
She sounded like very professional when she was speaking Japanese though. It wasn't even just like, oh, I'm really timid. I was like, no, you sound like you have authority, and it was really great.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then she came out, she presented, she talked to us for a little bit, and then we went back into the music, then intermission, right? We got able to stretch our legs a little bit.
Go out and be like, I cried, man. I
cried
so hard.
Oh man, like all the wives went running to the bathroom, and all the
guys like, move.
And all the guys were just like, can you believe it? We get back into it, music starts up. It didn't start the second half after the intermission. I was expecting it to be like, we're back! It was just kind of like hey guys, what's up, we're back.
Well, didn't it start with the Twilight Town theme and everyone just kind of having fun and hanging out and relaxing?
The holiday song was in the second half too. But it was pretty mellow for a while, and then it went into the battle theme. We had the battle theme medley. That was like pretty epic.
That was very epic. But then so Yoko came back out, right? And she was just like, oh, by the way, special guest, and everybody just erupted. We didn't care who it was. I couldn't hear who it was, right?
I heard Tetsuya Nomura and I flipped.
I didn't hear it.
I flipped out.
But everybody's just going crazy. And I'm like, all right, special guest! Yeah! Woo!
She sat for the song before that, right?
Was it before that?
I think
yeah.
Oh,
she told us, she was like,
that.
I'm going to sit for the final song and play piano. And
that's
it was
true. Excuse me, I'm
the credits theme.
Jumping.
Yeah.
Right, so that was actually really cool though that they did the credit theme, and Yoko sat down and played the piano.
I was hoping she would, and she did. It was great.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. It was also really interesting to feel how different her on piano and their main pianist was, because they played differently, and like you'd think that it wouldn't be that big of a difference, but it really changed the tone.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
She brought a different flair to it.
Yeah.
And I would say though that I mean she's the one that composed it all. She has a stronger connection. So like whenever she's playing it and she's feeling it, right? She knows where she wants it to go.
Yeah.
She's not just reading it off of a sheet.
It made it
right?
a little bit more vibrant.
Yeah.
Right. Just as much.
Yeah.
But it was noticeable. It was
cool.
It was
so
really
to see
cool.
her do that.
It was really great. And then afterwards, they got off stage, and then she came back, and she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, special guest Nomura." He comes on stage, just hi.
Yeah. no
Hi,
frills
everyone.
about him.
She's wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt and jeans.
Right? Like not just like cut off.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay. I mean, you do whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want, Nomura.
You design Cloud. No one cares what you do.
No
for
one
life.
cares. just keep giving us stuff. Keep giving us amazingness. And then he was talking about how he spliced all the visuals together and making jokes about. He was like, I was so worried about what the visuals were going to be like, but then whenever I heard that Yoko was going to be speaking English, I got more worried about that.
He's like, so yeah, I'm just gonna speak Japanese.
Yeah, it's like, so I'm just Japanese. Then they got off stage and they came back and he was like, oh, by the way, I have amazing stuff for you. So E3's tomorrow. We're going to be having our press conference at E3 tomorrow, and there will be no Kingdom Hearts 3 information tomorrow. It's going to be tonight.
Yeah.
And the entire crowd just erupted.
Yeah. It was
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. I actually found a YouTube video on it this morning.
Oh, really?
Somebody actually recorded the entire crowd going crazy.
Oh, they broke the rules.
They broke the rules. Like, even Nomura himself was like, hey, by the way, there's no recording.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Shh, don't do it. And yeah, somebody actually recorded it, and I shared it with some of my friends. Like, hey, by the way, this happened last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they showed off the Kingdom Hearts 3 footage.
The new footage
Some
is
new footage.
so great.
It's crazy.
Oh
It's
man,
phenomenal.
it looked amazing.
It looked amazing. All the different, like, it was so, it flowed.
Yeah.
Like, the combat was just
Yeah.
It looked like a combination of Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep and 3D, and that's like a marriage of amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, have you played 0.2?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I need
It's
to.
exactly like that.
Yeah, so the battle system, it was like that. And I'm really glad they pulled sort of the mechanics into Sora's fighting style, because I thought that might have just been because you were playing as Aqua, because she's the super keyblade master.
Right.
But they brought those mechanics into Sora, and it's going to be so great.
So I didn't know if it was for the footage though, but Sora had something that I noticed. Sora had all his top-notch spells, like Firaga, Thunderga,
All the powerful
Zaga.
spells.
Yeah.
Like he started with the powerful stuff, and I was just like, I wonder if this is gonna happen,
Yeah, if they're
or if they're gonna make him go back to basics and just fire,
Yeah.
you know, fire. So I noticed that last night, and I was like, oh wow, maybe they just added it in to show the visuals.
Yeah, they might have been showing like the ultimate moves.
Those late game stages.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, late game techniques at the early game stage.
All of the footage was of Olympus Coliseum.
Yeah.
All of it. And like a whole bunch of new places. Mount Olympus itself, it looked like inside maybe Zeus's shrine or something like that. It was really interesting, the places.
Fighting
that they
the
showed.
Rock Titan.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
And then they
Right.
had like the cutscene where they reintroduced Pete and Maleficent. They survived.
Right.
They're back. They're
They're
here.
looking for a black box.
And that's
What
like
is this
some
box?
kind of new gameplay thing, which is really exciting.
Pandora's box.
And talking to Hades.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
New Pandora's box.
Pandora's box. But yeah, talking to Hades.
Pandora, they had the box thing.
That's the box. But then, even better than that, they reintroduced Xemnas, which looked phenomenal.
And that was outside the
I feel
mansion
like I'm
in
the only one
Twilight
that's
Town.
excited about this.
No, I screamed my lungs out at that scene. I was going insane.
And they're talking about bringing Roxas back.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that was going to be possible.
And Sora having to be ready to embrace the darkness. It's
Yeah.
like, they're going there. They're
Yeah.
going there.
Man, it was so
I felt like a child all over again.
I did. I wasn't expecting new footage.
The screaming was a cacophony of noise. Oh man,
Right.
It was amazing.
Now, I will say that I got a little greedy. And as soon as he was like, new footage, and I'm like, release date! And it didn't happen.
You got greedy.
I got a little too greedy.
A little too excited.
But that was pretty much the concert. Like everything was fantastic.
Yeah.
A couple of areas for improvement, but that wasn't.
Yeah.
That was more so on the orchestra itself.
Yeah.
And the seating. You need to renovate Dolby Theater.
Some of the pieces were better than others.
Yeah.
A couple of them were just like, all right. Treasured Memories was the one arrangement that really took me off guard.
It was
And
really,
how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, it was always a great song in the first games. It was always like a link to the memories of his past or something like that. In the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, when he's like trying to get everything reconnected again.
Mhm.
But the way it was arranged was so much more like emotional and powerful.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And the one thing I noticed from the Dearly Beloved arrangement that they performed, I liked how hearing him playing it on the piano, and then they had the guy on the marimba in the back hit the note right after for the echo effect.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's a cool way of doing
That
that.
was
I
really
really
good.
liked how they implemented that. That was awesome.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice. So, final thoughts on the concert.
Oh, just to me.
Final thoughts on the concert. Start with Greg.
Yeah.
No, I had a great time. It's been a while since I've seen an orchestra, so that was a really cool experience, and it was really cool. I actually haven't played a lot of the subtitles of the series, so it was neat to kind of get a taste of those storylines and see those characters and how they intermingle with the main storyline.
Yeah.
We actually came with one of our friends, Kyle, who's only played 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Dan was actually talking about how, yeah, you kind of missed out on 2/3 of the series.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you might want to go get on that. Final thoughts.
When I'll just do it by explaining what happened when they first started playing Hikari. I wept like a baby, just immediately. I was not expecting. It was apparently the same for you. I sat there and I just started crying like crazy. My face was soaked, and for me, it was not just, oh, I love this music. I can't believe we're finally here. We've been excited for a year. We get to hear this. This is so great. But for me, it was just like, I am sitting in this great auditorium in LA, in Hollywood, with this professional LA orchestra playing music from one of my favorite games of all time, and surrounded by hundreds of people in this professional environment. All of my nostalgia of sitting on my couch or on my bed, growing up as a child, as a teenager, doing my own thing. And I mean, playing video games for me was a solo thing, because I had no friends as a kid until I was a teenager, because I was outcast, I was bullied, and video games were my place of refuge, and allowed me to still feel happiness as a person. And so I became inextricably tied with gaming, but it felt like this underground thing, like very few people did.
Right.
And it wasn't well accepted by people. My parents thought it was weird, and everyone else thought it was just like that strange thing. And now here I am, hearing this orchestra playing this and tapping into all of my childhood and legitimizing it.
Yeah.
And vindicating all of my sorrow I was escaping by going into these video games. It was too much. I could not contain it enough. It was like, this makes everything feel real.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that together, on top of the beautiful music and the beautiful performance and the awesome visuals, was just, I couldn't hold it in. And that represents the whole show. It was awesome. I'm so glad it went as well as it did.
Yeah.
And that I got to be with friends.
Most definitely. So my final thoughts of it was everything that I wanted and more.
Yeah.
Right. So you two guys are the biggest Kingdom Hearts fans that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to experience this guy with you guys was just great.
Yeah.
Again, thank you to all the wives that came with us and put up with us. And
looked at us and just went, okay,
just
you're a nerd.
it's
I
okay,
love
dear.
you.
It's okay. Just let it out. But thank you guys so much for coming with us. Again, thank you too for it. Just really made the day. It made the night. It made the entire trip worth it.
Yeah.
Our production manager Kyle, thank you so much for coming. It was just like I cannot thank you guys enough for that. I had a blast. It was magical. It was phenomenal. I'm going to remember this forever.
Forever.
I bought the CD, right? And so I'm waiting on this. Like, well, we had to buy it online because the line was so long.
Yeah.
But like, I'm going to be listening to this forever now.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be constantly thinking about.
I think the next time I play through the games again, I'm going to use this.
I actually want to.
I was thinking
a
that as we
Let's
were
Play.
hearing this, going next time I play, I'm going to see this instead.
Right. I actually now want to start a Let's Play for the channel just for Kingdom Hearts. Just like as I was there, and I was like, okay, I want to play.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to play. I want to play. I know Eric has been trying to get me like, man, let's play Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, I can't right now. I don't have the time. But it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen sometime soon.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much our thoughts, our review on the concert. It was phenomenal, top notch.
Yeah.
Blew our expectations away.
Yeah.
Dolby Theater, thank you so much for hosting. Yoko Shimomura, thank you so much for existing.
Just period.
Period.
You are a gift to everyone.
You're phenomenal.
Love you so much.
The orchestra is fantastic. You guys played beautifully. I had a blast. And I don't know if this is ever going to come back around again, but if it does, and I have the opportunity to, I'm definitely going to be going.
Yeah.
Definitely want to if it's another chance.
Right? So actually comparing this to Symphony of the Goddesses. So I went a couple of years ago to the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses, and this one actually moved me so much more.
Right.
So if you go to symphonies, video game symphonies more specifically, and you've been to the Symphony of the Goddesses and you enjoyed it, you would highly enjoy this. Unfortunately, I believe all the tickets are sold out. If you can get your hands on tickets, there's very few shows. If you're able to go, I hope you had as much of a great time as we did.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Talk to us. We want everybody to enjoy this. We want to hear everyone, right?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for being with me today and for making this video with me. My name is Ben.
I'm Craig.
I'm Dan.
And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Yeah, but that's why I did like this. I wanted y'all to talk about the Keyblade because I saw that epic Keyblade last night. I'm like, somebody needs to say it. Keyblade, do it.
Cue cards.
Yeah.
Right. Was that the one that
That's when you said you were like, Craig talked about it, but that was the one you were like, our production managers making faces. And I'm like, Keyblade. All right, sorry guys.
It's okay. It's okay.